Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. Well, another exciting day. Bitcoin went up last night about 38,000. No, what am I saying? 48,000. Man, things move quick. And now it's hovering around 36, 37. Again, 30. No, 46, 47,000. See how fast Bitcoin moves? I can't even keep up with the price. So we had a very good day yesterday. It looks like we may have a cool off day today, but you never know. There is so much attention and excitement over Bitcoin right now. Who is the next mega corporation that will be buying Bitcoin? Well, I believe I have identified who it is, and I will be sharing it in this stream. And I don't think it'll be Apple, but that does not mean Apple won't enter the game. I think Apple definitely will be entering the game, but I just don't think they're going to be the next mega corporation that will be dumping their billions into Bitcoin. And I will connect the dots for you guys, and I think it's pretty clear afterwards that this will be the next corporation. And also, as a bonus, I'm going to let you guys know who I think helped Elon and Tesla buy their Bitcoins, and also where that Bitcoin will be stored. I'll connect all the dots for you guys in this video. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. All right, thanks for tuning in. As always, smash up the like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. And besides my streams at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, I also have streams at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time in case you can't make it in the morning. All right, let's get started. Where's Bitcoin at? Bitcoin is at 47,000, right at 47,000, obviously. Elon pump over here. And got a little weak because of F2 pool, and then, start going up. Speaking of F2 pool, they're still dumping. But it's just that there's so much buying pressure. The buys are just, they're just eating up all that F2 pool could sell. They sold a crazy amount yesterday. Crazy amount. I'll just show you guys real quick. All right. I'm going to break it down to the hour. And man, did they sell a lot. As Bitcoin went higher and higher, they kept selling more and more and more. So here's a zoom out picture. Look at this. Look at how much they sold right before Bitcoin approached $48,000. Guess what? They unleashed 2,700 worth of Bitcoin. 2,700. That's probably the reason why Bitcoin didn't go to 50,000. I mean, quite honestly, I think all of us expected Bitcoin to be at 50,000 by now, right? So they did unleash it crazy. And just so you know, 2,700 Bitcoin at $47,000, that's $127 million worth of Bitcoin that outflowed from F2 pool and did not outflow from any other pool. So at this point, there is zero doubt that the whales that we've been talking about for the last few years, months, whatever, the whales that we always talk about, the ones that want to sell and take profits and possibly price manipulate, they're all residing on F2 pool. It's like almost a certainty at this point. And that's a crazy sell, right? But here's the good news. Here's the good news. The Elon effect trumps all. There's so much coverage. There's so much companies that is now starting to buy behind the scenes. We don't even know. But Whale Alerts is alerting like every single second or minute some large, number of Bitcoins exiting from the exchanges, right? They're being bought hands over fist right now. So it's offsetting this. Otherwise, with this much selling, Bitcoin will probably be back down to 40,000, quite honestly. But because of how much buying there is, you know what? F2 pool wheels, they're not doing anything right now. But they are dumping. They are dumping for sure. That's a certainty right now. But I just want to let you guys know about that. All right. Moving on. Overall market cap is approaching $1.4 trillion. So I'm going to cover this and some of the altcoins during Q&A. But let me get to what you guys have been waiting for. All right. So Bitcoin obviously had a big pump yesterday because of this crazy news. And thanks to Claudio, there's a clip I want to show you guys because there's a lot of people that's just freaking out. They're freaking out over this. Remember I said the combination of two of the most cult-like followers out there, Tesla bugs and Bitcoin bugs now combined, creates this entity that the world has never seen before. And it's really freaking some people out in a negative way, in a very negative way. And that's what this video is all about. I thought I was the only one connecting the dots in terms of like Tesla and Bitcoin, and you know how you go form this like this giant cult following that can't be stopped, right? Remember I said you have a group of people that believe in something and they continue to buy and hold it and get more people to FOMO in. When you have that combination, things just go up to the moon and they never come down. Despite the charts, what the charts say, despite F2 Pool trying to dump on the market, things are gonna go up, right? And that's what's happening right now. And real quick, I just want to show you guys this because Claudio did spend time to find this for me. It's really entertaining. All right, let me put on my headset here. All right, listen to this. Listen to this panic. I don't even get it. Why is there even panic over this?
Yeah, if you think that the U.S. Treasury and the U.S. government is going to let this thing get out of hand, where literally corporates are starting to replace dollars to
what can they do at this point?
They can regulate the hell out of it, is what they can do. And we've already seen that. I mean, we've seen it to some extent. I'm just telling you. I mean, they're going to let the dollar fall away from being the reserve currency for the world. So right now, we are in a bit of a euphoric state. I mean, when you think about what are we talking about here? We're talking about Tesla and we're talking about Bitcoin. These are two risk assets that have gained more than $1 trillion combined in like the last 6 months, and it's all based on hopium. And I don't mean to hate on all of this. All these people who are making a ton of money on both of these things just understand that there's got to be some sort of gravity that takes hold at some point, and the two of them combined make for, I think, a really difficult situation if they both start going down together. And the ripple effects that we will see across currency markets, financial markets, and the such could be really great. No one is talking about it right now. There are no more naysayers in Bitcoin. So I would just say to you, have at it at 45,000, because you've taken out everybody who thinks it's a scam.
Yeah, it is.
Man, is he salty and angry? Why does he have to be so angry? You know why he's so angry? Because he's someone that missed out on Tesla and someone that missed out on Bitcoin. Like, he is so salty in there. he's like more than $1 trillion has gone into these two companies. And it's becoming like the new reserve currency, and he's really threatened by this. You know, people that are really angry about Tesla and about Bitcoin, right, are the people that missed out on the gravy train. I mean, I'm sure he missed out on both. That's why he is so freaking angry on this. I could not believe it. So thanks for Claudia for finding this. I just saw this before. I mean, this is the type of panic people are having right now. Or maybe he's short on Tesla, or he's short in Bitcoin. I don't know. But, I mean, there's no need to be that angry and that salty over this, right? And guess what? This is not the end. Okay, Tesla is just the beginning. Imagine when every single corporation out there starts buying Bitcoin with their reserve currency. What is that going to do? What is the ripple effect of that, right? And who's to say it's going to go down at all? Maybe everyone becomes ultra rich because they bought Bitcoin. There's no certainty that everything's going to start falling down and has a catastrophic effect, right? So just imagine when the next big corporation, mega corporation, buys Bitcoin with their reserve currency. And that is coming. And that's what I'm going to reveal, who the next corporation is. Well, a lot of people think it's Apple, right? A lot of people think it has to be Apple. It just makes sense. I even talked about it. A lot of rumors that Apple is getting ready. They have Apple Pay. They have all the security, the KYC. They have the users. They have the ecosystem. Very easy for them to do it, right? Very easy for them to do it. And in fact, I think they are going to do it. I just don't think they're next, right? I think they are. I mean, when Apple adopts Bitcoin, first of all, if they buy Bitcoin, they're $300 billion worth of cash. That'll be huge, but also accepting Bitcoin as a payment, allowing any iOS user to trade, not only trade, buy, hold, and pay for things using Bitcoin and crypto. That's go change the world. It's going to make the US the leader of the crypto space just with that alone. That is enormous, right? So I think that's coming, but just not yet. Not yet. Here's the dots. Okay, I'm gonna connect it all for you guys. Connect it all. It's almost 100% sure. You look at something that spurred out, and someone actually pointed out to me, like there was a video I showed yesterday that talked about, well, did the board of directors of Tesla agree to this purchase? Well, duh, of course they had to agree. So I started digging. Who is the one person that sticks out from all these names, right? The one person. Anyone? Larry Ellison, of course. Larry Ellison is a new board member that was added in 2020. And guess what? Elon actually flew to Hawaii to meet with Larry Ellison, and this was in December. People thought they were just talking about, how Tesla is doing, the Gigafactory in Berlin, all this stuff. I speculated with my friend that he went to talk to Larry Ellison because he wanted to ask him about buying Bitcoin. I honestly think that came up in the conversation. This came out right after the conversation between Elon and Michael Saylor. So guess what? If he got the blessing from Larry Ellison to say, okay, go ahead and buy, and now that Tesla did, and it's causing a shockwave throughout the world for the better, guess who is going to be buying it next? Well, Larry Ellison, just so you know, is the executive chairman of Oracle. He's no longer CEO because he stepped down, but he's a CTO, and he's still the executive chairman, which means whatever he says goes, right? So the next company is going to be Oracle. Some of you guys connected the dots already. I'm pretty sure Oracle is going to be the next company that will be buying Bitcoin. Now, Oracle, in terms of overall market cap, isn't as big as some of those other guys. I'm just going to bring it up real quick, but let's rank this. So, obviously not as big as Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, all these guys, right? Where is Oracle? Oracle, you got to go down the list to find Oracle. But they are, where is Oracle? They're 64. They're at 192 billion, right? So they're one of the big guys, but not that big. However, here's the thing. Upon doing some research, I'm like, how much cash can they really have, right? So according to this article, this was in March of 2020, so they probably got more money now. But Oracle is sitting on $36 billion worth of cash. That probably increased to 40, if not $45 billion worth of cash. So as big as Tesla is, they only had about $20 billion worth of cash. So Oracle has double the amount of cash than Tesla has. So their entrance could be $3 billion worth of Bitcoin or $5 billion worth of Bitcoin, right? So this is probably coming. So Oracle's going to come, and then you know what? Maybe Apple will come right afterwards, or maybe Microsoft and Amazon, they'll come right afterwards too. But the world is changing right before our eyes, right? Tesla really changed it. We got to thank the new Bitcoin Jesus, Michael Saylor. He really started something. But like I always said, he's a nobody, okay? Among the giant companies of the world, the mega corporations of the world, no one cares about MicroStrategy. They don't know who he is. They don't care what they do. They're a small peanut on the grand scheme of things. But he did set things off. He got a lot of attention. And he got the attention of Elon. And probably Larry Ellison. I would not be surprised that that phone conversation probably had both of them in a conference call. So he set things off. And now, it's genie's out of the bottle. You can't put it back anymore, right? So after Oracle, probably Amazon, probably Microsoft, and who knows, where it's going to go, right? And these are the mega corporations. I'm not even focused on the small corporations, but I want to do that real quick. There's two other connections I want to show you guys. Number one is some of these people, well, one, Kimball Musk is his brother. But some of these people are VCs, ones that have invested in Tesla, SpaceX, Solar City, right? This Arab person, he is the founder or managing partner of DBL Partners. So I decided to look in the portfolio. Mostly small companies. Of course, Tesla, Solar City, and SpaceX are big, right? But I just want to show you guys, because he's on a board, he approved this, most likely he's a Bitcoin bull himself. But guess what? All the companies now that he has invested in, right? Guess what? If they call him up and say, hey, we want to buy Bitcoin in our reserves, do you think he's going to say no? No, he's not. He may even ask him to do that. Look, Pandora, I know a lot of you guys heard of Pandora before, right? So look at all these companies. You know, some of them are we never heard of, but I'm sure some of these companies are relatively big. And who knows, right? All these companies could be getting into Bitcoin pretty soon. Of course, we're focusing on just the big mega corporations. But let's not forget, there's a ton of smaller companies, equal size to MicroStrategy or even bigger than them, right? There's a lot of corporations out there. There's a lot of cash sitting there doing nothing, devaluing, and you know what? They're going to be pouring into Bitcoin. Now, here's the other thing. I said I was going to give you guys a bonus, right? Who helped Tesla buy Bitcoin and who is going to be storing it for them? I'm going to connect the dots once again. Another one of these board directors, okay, Antonio Gracias, is also an equity partner of Valor. Actually, he's the founder, chief executive officer, and chief investment officer. So he's the big dog there, right? And guess what? You look at his portfolio. What stands out in this portfolio? I'm going to give you a second to look at it. 5 seconds to look at it. There's one company that should stand out. Can you see it? Can you see it? If you didn't, it's BitGo. BitGo is one of the largest custody service out there for Bitcoin. They have been around for a long time. And they also help institutional clients buy Bitcoin. So guess who probably helped Tesla buy their Bitcoin, right? Through a board member, through one of the companies they have invested in, BitGo. And I'm pretty darn sure BitGo is going to be the company that will be safeguarding the Bitcoin for Tesla and probably for Oracle and for any other companies that jump in, right? And besides that, look at the other companies out here, other companies that they have invested in. I haven't really heard of much of these, but they seem to be new tech companies. But you know what? A lot of companies, like I said, just like the other one, that could all be looking at Bitcoin at this point. You know they've heard the story, right? They connect the dots too, so maybe they're all thinking about using their cash to buy Bitcoin at this point too. You never know. You never know, right? So there's this, the genie's out of the bottle. The avalanche, started, and there's gonna be an avalanche of money, like avalanche, enormous amount of money that's gonna be flowing to Bitcoin, and it's unstoppable at this point. Unstoppable. Bitcoin, its market cap is so large, it's above Tesla. As fast as much as Tesla has grown, it's still smaller than Bitcoin right now. And Bitcoin is going to climb up. Pretty soon, it's going to be bigger than Alphabet. Pretty soon, it's going to be bigger than silver. And you know what is going on its way to match gold and surpass in one day. Yeah, that's what's happening. So don't be like this guy. Don't be like this guy and be all salty about it and miss the train. It's not too late. There's still time to get in them both. But, you don't want to be one of those guys that just sit back and say, oh, what if they fall? The government's not going to allow this to go on and blah, 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 right? Spewing all this nonsense and looking like a damn fool in the process when, in fact, you should be jumping onto the gravy train while you could still jump on, right? So, yeah, don't be like that guy. I don't know his name. He's on CBC a lot, and he talks to a lot of people that talk about Bitcoin. So I don't know why he's like so salty and angry now. I don't know what happened there. But anyways, that's pretty much what I wanted to cover today. So I'll turn to you guys for some good old Q&A. Zip says that was the same guy who hated on WSB and defended the hedge funds. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense. Romac, appreciate it. You got to connect the dots sometimes. Sometimes it's right in front of us. Just very little people try to connect the dots, right? You need a chocolate frosty to balance the saltiness. I guess that's why you dip fries into Frosties, right? Did I see VeChain today? Yes. Not only did VeChain pump, VeChain Thor pumped up. And you know what? Yesterday's stream, I said, you know what? It's about time for VeChain to pump, right? It's been moving up slowly, but it hasn't really made any big moves. Maybe this is time. I honestly think VeChain and VeChain Thor, they're held back because of what's going on in China. They're not open yet, not going all, full-blown crypto yet. They're still trying to work things out with their digital yuan. But you know what? Once that happens, VeChain's go blow up. But I'm glad to see that people are paying attention. They're not giving up. Because VeChain, why would you give up on VeChain? I mean, it's doing fine, right? But it's good to see that it is coming up, right? This last few days, from yesterday to today, right? Obviously, Bitcoin has been leading the way. And you could see that Wall Street Bets has been replaced with the Model 3. By the way, I reviewed a Model 3. So if you guys are interested in buying a Tesla, check out my drivers only channel. Model 3 or Model Y or X or S. I reviewed all of them except the S. It's older, but yeah, that's kind of funny. It's not Wall Street Bets anymore. Although Dogecoin is still up here. I don't know why this stays up here forever. It's never changed. But with that said, I mean, yesterday, today, obviously led by Bitcoin, but that's why my stream from last night was about pay attention to altcoins, okay? Because they're moving just as well too, right? There's a lot of altcoins, DeFi protocols. They're really, really, really starting to fly. So this is why I've said I've started diversifying more. I've started looking at a bigger picture because here's the thing. Once gold gets replaced by Bitcoin, then what? Then we're all just go sit, in our mansions and G7s and our yachts and say, okay, that's it. That's done. No, the world is going to evolve. Besides Bitcoin being the ultimate store of value, what about everything else? What about technology? What about the future networks, future security, future storage, future trading, future derivatives market, right? All of that will be replaced with the next gen, the next Apple, the next Microsoft, the next Oracle, right? And they could be replaced with what we're seeing right now. Ethereum is at 200 billion. That's bigger than Oracle. You can already argue that Ethereum is already big. Well, you can argue it is bigger than the Oracle, but you can argue that it's more important in the future than Oracle is. People are starting to look at the bigger picture. I know in 2017, 2018, people said that, but they didn't really mean it. Because in 2017, 2018, all these projects were all hype, all fluff. There was all speculation, nothing else. Now, fast forward 3 years, 4 years now, and you step back and you say, well, these companies that survived, they really have traction. They really have a group of people that believe in them, and they're really building something that can change the future. You think about it, they really can. Do you think that traditional finance, traditional banking, traditional ways of making dApps will stay the same forever? No. They're going to evolve and adapt. And blockchain is going to help them adapt and evolve into something else, right? That's why don't sleep on the altcoins right now. I know there's a lot of Bitcoin maximalists, a lot of people that say, no, I'm 100% Bitcoin. That's fine, right? You're going to end up in your mansion or yacht just by holding Bitcoin. That's fine. But there's a lot of promising plays out here that could also gain quite a bit in the meantime. Kostan says, greetings from Bulgaria. I have some friends that are from Bulgaria. Love the content and predictions on UTK Utrust. I don't like Utrust at all. I think UTK is Utrust, right? Yeah. Utrust is trying to be in PayPal, a decentralized PayPal, and no one wants that. No one wants a decentralized PayPal. I'll be honest. The whole point of using pay or making payments with crypto and stuff, so that you know what? There's no chargebacks. There's no middleman. There's no one that could tell you whether or not you can receive your payments and so forth. That's what U-Trust is. They're getting in the middle. So, no, I don't like it at all. Interesting fact about Bulgarians. So I had dinner with my Bulgarian friends one time at a Bulgarian restaurant. And we literally sat there for like 6 hours at dinner. We got there at like 5 o'clock and we left at like 11. And, you know, they're like, this is customary. You know, most people come to a restaurant and they just sit here for 4 or 5 hours. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. Like those waitresses, they have to serve customers, basically the same customers in the entire night. Yeah, just an interesting fact. You know, I started talking about Vegas. I tweeted on my Twitter. I put a poll, and I realized that my timeline is maybe a little bit too early. Because I asked people to chime in whether or not to. I just put it up. Here we go. So I asked people to vote June, July, August, September, and then I realized, yeah, June, July, August. Quite honestly, it's probably too soon. So probably September, if not October. So we'll see how the pandemic is. I mean, there's still a lot of people that is really afraid about the pandemic and waiting for their shots and stuff. So I don't know what's going to happen later this year. So I'm still planning for it, but you know what? I don't know when it's going to be. But if you do want free tickets, you have to be Patreon members. I'm just saying that up front. I have it in Patreon. I've been telling you guys, if you want free tickets to the conference, and it'll be a crazy conference / party / drinking event, you better be a Patreon member. Otherwise, you have to pay to get in. So I'm just going to say that up front. But it is going to be wild. It's going to be really, really wild. I'll tell you that. Largest gathering of Lambos and Teslas ever seen on Earth. Where's my CMC? I closed my CMC page. Oh, boy. Jackman says Cardano $3 by 2021. Well, we're in 2021. $3. 5x from here. 100 billion. Yeah. Hey, that's not outrageous. I'll give you that. 5x from here. Making 100 billion, they would still be half of Ethereum. That could totally happen. That could totally happen. See, that's not an outrageous thing. Now, if you said it was going to go to $30 by the end of 2021, that would be a little bit different. But that's totally doable. Polkadot will probably do the same. Probably go to 100 and be 100 billion market cap, right? But by the end of the year, I think Ethereum will probably be more like where... I would say it's more like where Bitcoin is now. I think by the end of the year, Ethereum will be like probably $600, $700, $800 billion project then. I think a lot of institutional money is going to flow into Ethereum. That's going to really push it up. And then I think Bitcoin at that point will be at about 3 trillion in market cap. Ali says, George, patience is the hardest thing to have in this market. I FOMO'd in 2017. My portfolio was down 94%. Now I'm only down 5%. I hung on. I believe in that. See, that's the right way to do it. That's the right way to do it. Although that's really, really, really hard, especially if you have not been adding. I know that, you know, sometimes you have to wait forever, but I'm glad to see that you're almost break even and you're about to roll in the green pretty soon. So good for you. And I'm glad to hear that you hung on. Jay, I'm looking at microcaps to start mooning. Yeah, I don't know if you should do that just yet. Microcaps are not mooning right now. They're being pumped, but they're not moving. It's more like midcaps that are mooning, right? And I've discovered a lot of them. I've been talking and telling you guys a lot of them. Like PancakeSwap is now flying up to the moon. Terra is flying to the moon. Terra has been on an absolutely crazy tear. When I covered, it was like $1.20 or something, and now it's gone up like 500x. But I've said, you know, don't sleep on PancakeSwap. It's coming up very, very, very fast. And there's some others. I dropped a bombshell yesterday. Venus started coming up really, really fast, right? So a lot of these, look at Venus has started coming up. There's a lot of mid caps. I would say you want to make money, right? Look at the mid caps to big caps. They're the ones that's flying and holding. They're flying and holding. The smaller microcaps, they're getting pumped and dumped. So I don't think it's time to look at the microcaps yet. Or yeah. Keep an eye on Dubai and UAE for crypto adoption. I think they already started, Samir. I think there's a lot of conferences. I was invited to one last year that was held in Dubai. It was at a crazy 6-star hotel, but I was not able to attend. But yeah, I think that's it for the super chats. Got 2,600 people in here. Hopefully you guys rewinded and you saw who the next mega corporation is, because I'm not going to reveal it again. I only reveal things once on this stream, and that's it, ever. I'm just kidding. But you should rewind because I connect all the dots. I think it's going to be Oracle. Yeah, make sure, everyone, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you are new, right? Yeah, so, you know, I don't know. I mean, right now, I'm very excited. I'm very excited, obviously, because Bitcoin is doing well. Crypto market is doing well. We're coming in at $1.4 trillion pretty soon. We're going to be at $2 trillion. I mean, this is a market no one can ignore anymore. This is a absolutely... It's gone beyond like the what the naysayers can say, right? Like the Peter Schiffs of the world, like CNBC. It's like there's nothing you can say anymore. Are you gonna claim that Bitcoin's gonna drop down to zero? Are you gonna claim Bitcoin's gonna drop down to $3,000? No, you can't. It's at a freaking $50,000, right? And pretty soon, before we know it, and I predicted this, I think Bitcoin's gonna be at 100,000 by the end of April. So we still got 2 months left, right? And pretty soon, we're going to be at 100,000 Bitcoin. And at that point, Ethereum will probably be at like $5,000. And Cardano and others will be higher, right? This is the market. This is the next gen market. This is the biggest market of them all. Stocks, yes, you can make a ton of money from stocks. But we know it's more rigged, more regulated, right? And you know what? A lot of people are very fearful about what's to come with the stock market, with everything else that's going on with the pandemic and economic situation, monetary policy, all that stuff, right? So people are looking for other things that aren't controlled, that's decentralized, open source, right? And the next generation of corporations, businesses that will power, you know, the future dApps, future networks, future storage, and all that stuff. I mean, it's really exciting. To me, it's just really, really exciting right now. Really exciting. And let's not forget DeFi, right? DeFi could be the next generation of banks out there. That you no longer need a credit check. You no longer need to go to the bank and beg them to give you a mortgage or a loan. You have collateral, you put it down, boom, right? You get your loan, and that is it. So it could be the next generation of banks too, and banking overall, and lending and trading. I mean, it's a very exciting time. Very exciting time. Oh, someone's been begging me, and I'm sorry, I forgot whoever has been asking me about TrustSwap. So I finally did look at TrustSwap. So there's a lot of companies like TrustSwap that there's a lot of projects that's kind of doing what TrustSwap is. Basically, they're doing some kind of swap in real time, so that if you want to trade your Bitcoin and get it to something else, you can. And it's a better way. I don't get the technical details of it, but it's a better way than, say, doing atomic swaps, and better way than even, say, utilizing liquidity pools. They could just do it for you. Now, TrustSwap, someone has been asking me to look at it. There's a couple things. There's one thing I like. I guess there's a few concerns. One is the fact that they have employed Box Mining and Ivan on Tech to be advisors. I'm not a fan of getting YouTubers as advisors, because you know why they're brought on as advisor, to shill and pump the hell out of the token. So I don't like that. Number two is the CEO also founded this other social network called Uptrend, which more or less is just spam, you know, doesn't really go anywhere. And he kind of just stopped and started TrustSwap. So I'm not sure I like that either. And another thing that doesn't help it is the fact that it's not on Binance. If you want something, you want pumpability, you need to have it listed on Binance. Right now, there's a lot of projects on Uniswap. I recognize that. Some do well, but you want those ultra pumps. If it's not listed on Binance, it's not going to happen. So TrustSwap, for whoever was wondering, not a fan. Let's just say not a fan. Let's just say neutral. Oh, by the way, I have to mention this too. It's for your benefit. You guys could see on my screen here, you could do crypto taxes with CryptoTrader.tax, right? Now, you have to pay for a report. If you want to get 20% off, you can. I have a link in my description. But I'm since I partner with them, we have something going where every week one person will win a free tax report. All you have to do is sign up. That's it, right? So if you guys want a free tax report, then go ahead and sign up. Last week there was one that was given out already, even though I just did one stream. So this week, just want to let you guys know. That's it. All right. Anything else? Anything else before I go? Mark Cuban is buying Dogecoin. He could teach his kids on crypto. I saw that. I saw that article about Mark Cuban saying he bought Dogecoin just to teach his kids about finance. Here's my take on Dogecoin. Don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on it. You know, it was just at 8 cents. Now it's at 7 cents. And I've said Dogecoin can fall back to 4 cents, 3 cents, whatever. But it's here to stay. Just like with any other project, you have a group of people that believe in it, that will hold it and continue to buy and get more people to buy it. Well, that's Dogecoin. So don't sleep on it. It could come right back up, right? But it could fall in the meantime because it has been pumped up so much. But right now, if you guys are looking for things to buy, dollar cost average, I would highly look at some of the DeFi coins that has been very, very hot and they have become stagnant because guess what? The next wave is coming, right? So there's a lot that's coming. But in the meantime, a lot of these very promising projects have been going up quite a bit. So that's the good thing. Daniel asked about, is ETH cooling down with entry points? I mean, this is about as good as it can get. It was just down to 1,600, yesterday. And it surpassed 1,800 recently. So Ethereum futures opened up yesterday. Not a lot of people paying attention, but I think that's going to only help Ethereum going forward. But you know what? If you're looking for an entry point, yesterday would have been good. But overall, Ethereum is going much higher. It has outperformed Bitcoin for the last year. I could not believe that when I saw it. But dollar cost average, spread out your buys, you'll do just fine. Vincent asked, hello, George. Got some room at 180. What was that a good entry point? 180 of what? Room? Is there a project called Room? Option Room? You got it at 180. Why is that a good entry point? Just because it went down 30%? What is this project? To create a self-sustainable using government Oracle forecast protocol built on Polkadot Option Room. Okay, so they're trying to be a predictive market project and a user government Oracle. Yeah, I don't like the sound of that. Just because it's built on Polkadot doesn't mean it's a good project. So self-sustainable user and government Oracle, I mean, every project is like that. You know, you basically have the user stake and vote on where things will go. But this forecast protocol, all the forecast ones, there was a lot of hot projects in 2017 that was predicting markets. And it'll tell you what to do based on, users' input or something. They all died. Those are not accurate. So not a fan. Not a fan of Room. Paul, I love VeChain. I've always supported VeChain. VeChain Thor finally having some love, but it will be in the top 10 in the future. It will. I looked at Phantom before. Phantom is too hyped up. But they have done something that is helping them. And that is they're getting into synthetic stuff, and that could help them. You can mint dozens of synthetic assets, including cryptocurrency, national currency, and commodities. So this is something that they broaden their horizons to. Phantom finance. When they came out, there was no phantom finance, but they started getting into this. So out of the usual stuff, you could stake, you can lend, you could trade, but also create synthetic stuff. And so synthetic stuff is getting hot now, so that has helped them. I don't know. So I mean, I guess it's pretty good. I can't say negative stuff about it. What's also good is circulating supply is relatively low, right? So there's not a massive amount of coins waiting to be released. From a pumpability standpoint, it's on Binance. Not only that, KuCoin and many other exchanges. There's actually one coin, and my Patreon members know this. And unfortunately, you can't buy in the U.S. yet, but soon you will be able to. And that's the one I'm waiting to go very, 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 very heavily in, because it is a fantastic project with fantastic leaders, has real traction, and there's a product that you guys have been talking about a lot that runs on top of that blockchain. But I'm not going to share it with you just yet, because first of all, you can't buy it in the U.S. And second of all, I'm waiting for that exchange to open up supposedly pretty soon. And then I'll share it with you guys. But there is one that's really fantastic. I think that thing's going to blow up to the moon. I won last Friday's crypto tax thing. Is that legit? Yeah, of course. Why would it not be legit? Just sign in and get your free tax report. Why is that not legit? If you want to do taxes and you don't want to do it by hand, check out Crypto Trader. No, I'm not talking about Kusama or Ocean Protocol. It's one that no one talks about, and they're not on Uniswap. They're proud that they're not on Uniswap, and they're not on Binance, and they're not on Coinbase or Gemini. So that's why no one's talking about them, but they are absolutely going to be huge. I mean, I'm not hyping it. They're going to be huge for sure. All right, guys, I'm gonna let you guys go get some lunch. So that's it for today's stream. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. A lot of people showed up, almost 3,000 people. So if you didn't watch, the first part of this stream, please do so. The next mega corporation, I connect the dots, and also connect the dots. Who is going to be the custodian for those Tesla Bitcoins, and also who probably helped Tesla buy those Bitcoins, and who's going to help this future mega corporation. If you didn't check that out, scroll to the beginning. But right now, very, very exciting time. Bitcoin is doing well. Alts are doing well. And there's just so much going on in this space. You definitely don't want to miss it. You definitely don't want to be like these CNBC guys, which I'm going to retweet on my Twitter. So hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and follow me on Twitter and Facebook. If you want a crash course on Bitcoin, check out my Teachable lecture. Otherwise, if you want to support me and get some exclusive content, check out my Patreon page. All right, guys, until tonight, take care, stay classy.